Do you guys have the same tattoo?
The shades and everything.
Hey, Dylan, you have the same tat as him?
No, I can't really hear you. How do I do this?
You gotta turn your volume. Turn your volume up on your phone. Oh no, you have to hit the speaker button. I think maybe.
Let's see. Can I hear you now?
Yeah. Oh. Yo.
Kind of hard to hear you. Maybe should I put headphones?
AirPods might work. Yeah.
All right, hold on a second. Let me get headphones. I didn't realize I only have my phone.
Why do you guys have the same tattoo?
Top G. That's why.
So wait, should I get it then?
You should. Do you have any tattoo?
Well, it's haram, right, Andrew, to get tats?
Is it? A lot of things are haram.
True. Wait, but Andrew, in Islam and the Muslim culture, in the religion, is if you had tattoos, Andrew, if you had tattoos prior to conversion, right? Like it's okay, right?
Yeah, it's reversion, yes. And I'm not an Islamic scholar. I'm still learning along with everybody else, and I'm very careful about talking about the religion because I believe it's a beautiful religion. I have a lot of respect for it, and I don't want to ever get anything wrong. But when you revert, all of your sins are forgiven.
Gotcha.
So, yes.
Yo, Dylan, what's good?
This is not really working.
What the fuck is he wearing?
Oh, there you go. Okay, we're good. Well, I have no shirt on. Take your shirt off.
Okay.
Andrew, did you see me and him train or not?
I saw him on the ground crying.
I was trying to man him up, but it's pretty tough.
Does he even try and fight back, or does he just like squirm like a little girl?
Nah.
Shut up!
Nah, he just squirms like a little girl.
Dude,
You did. You know you did.
You're out of my fucking weight class.
Actually, we might be the same weight, to be honest. I think, why are you putting your shirt back on?
Because you make me feel insecure. I have to take a bathroom break. I'm gonna go pee. Alright? You guys go ahead and catch up. Be right back.
Who wants to fight, Dylan?
Over 14.
Chat, let me know if it's
Now I'm getting lawsuits with that, man. I don't know what to do. Just bullshit. Forward every day.
It's called lawfare, bro. That's what they do. That's what this has always been the primary weapon of the Matrix. Lawfare. They just attack you with lawsuits and they try and drain you financially and try and distract you. It's endless.
I think Logan doesn't want me to show up. I think that's where I'm at right now. I think he doesn't want to fight me. I think he's just trying to get me to pull out somehow so then he looks like the hero, you know? I don't know. It's bullshit. Because this is all going through him, you know? And even if I win the case, right, I still have to pay over $400,000 in just attorney fees, lawyer fees. So it's like just bullshit. When I'm promoting a fight, this is the biggest fight he's ever done, or event he's ever done, and I made the whole event. Like, it's just bullshit, man.
Well, you did make the event interesting. I'll give you that. I have to be. You certainly made it interesting.
Or jiu-jitsu, you gotta be boxing. I have to do something. Come on. I mean, we're not gonna talk about me and him boxing. We're both not boxing. There has to be something else, you know?
And you chose an interesting topic. I'm trying to stay neutral because I'm in the middle of a judicial process. And I know. Say, you know.
I know.
I can say that you've made it interesting. Let's put it that way.
No, I mean, I'm gonna say, I'll be honest. You did, Dylan.
But one thing I'll tell you, this would have never worked if it wasn't Logan, if he wasn't a scumbag, and if it wasn't true what was being, like, all the stuff I put out about his girl is real. Everything is real. And that's the only reason it worked. And I never said anything about her. I never put, like, you're a whore, this or that. I just put pictures up, and I just let the people decide. So that's how it went. And, like, I think it would only work against Logan. Like, if I was talking about Dustin Poirier or something like that, or someone else, I don't think it would have worked, like, you know, the same way. So that's my opinion on it.
Dylan.
And I'm not getting any back at. So he's making all the money off this, and now he's trying to sue me. So, like, fuck him, man.
What do you think, Aiden?
I'm saying, so if you're being sued up the ass, are you guys still gonna fight?
Yeah, we're supposed to, yeah, but like, what's the point of this? Like, I'm getting another lawsuit every single day. I have to go to the gym. I got guys waiting at the gym trying to fucking serve me papers. I can't go to the gym. Now they doxed my fucking apartment. Now I'm trying to get swatted all the time. Like, it's fucked up.
Welcome to the club. We've all been swatted. Me, Andrew, and you now. So, you know, welcome to the club.
I guess so. Yeah, it's just bullshit, bro. It's just fucking with the training, bro. You know, he's an easy fight, so I really don't mind.
Yeah, it's lawfare. It's endless. And you make, I mean, I like to consider myself an arbitrator of truth. I like to consider myself a pretty fair guy. What you just said is pretty fair. You're presenting information without comment, and you're allowing people to come to their own conclusions.
And the only reason I'm getting more upset now at her and I'm going at her is because she's suing me, and she's suing me over trying to lie, saying I hacked her Snapchat 2014 on an iPad. I'm like, the hell you? I don't even know where the hell you were in 2014. Like, it's all bullshit stories trying to make me look like a bad guy that hacked their stuff.
Leave no
Never
place,
hacked
don't
anybody's
finish,
stuff. Those
driver.
pictures are all easily found online, you know? Like, I could prove that everything was online already, so even though...
Chad, Dylan or Logan, we all got the boxing match.
I have to pay my attorney fees and my lawyer fees. This case can go on for 2-3 years. So, like, it's just bullshit, you know? I'd rather give that money to people or to the people that he scammed it in that sense.
Yeah, that's how lawfare works. They attack you endlessly. And I mean, Logan and I have had our disagreements in the past. That's certain. But
I thought he was an entertainer, you know? I thought he would have understood the promotion part of it, you know? So, I guess not. I guess he can't handle it. He's egotistical. He can't handle when he gets the fire put back on him and he can't control the narrative and he just sues. So, just like a...
Chris, yo, Dylan, later this week or next week, would you be down to do what I did with Fury and KSI? Would you and Logan be down to come into Discord together on my stream?
I don't know. I mean, sure. I don't mind doing that stuff with him. It's just, he taunts over you, he yells, he kind of just WWE thing. It's just like really annoying. But I mean, I don't mind. And whenever you make a good point, he'll just be like, he'll go to the next thing and then he'll just like try to start yelling again and try to not let you prove a point. He's just really, like, you know, he doesn't know how to have a discussion.
Okay.
do you think he's happy with his relationship?
I think now, no. I don't think so. I think he didn't know a lot of things that I know, and I know a lot of things that I don't put out there. Like how many guys that she's done, like it's some crazy shit that she's a crazy girl. Like I don't know. I mean, he might be happy, but I don't know. I think he's gonna get divorced. He's gonna get half his money taken in a couple of years.
Jesus.
But that, I mean, yeah.
Yeah, I'm not here to personally attack anybody, but I do think in my personal experience, I'll speak from my own personal experience. In my personal experience, women who have been with lots of guys, they struggle to stay dedicated to a guy.
Especially the girl that has been with over celebrities-wise, probably 20, 30 celebrity men, and then regular guys, probably over 100, maybe more that I know of that I haven't put out there. And like guys that there's guys that are in the city, like just like club guys that have dated her for like months on end, taking her to weddings, and like multiple groups. You know, she grew up in New York City, so she was just like that kind of normal socialite girl that dated every single club guy. Stuff
All
like
good
that.
to
He was
resume our
actually
progression on this playlist.
The way he was presented to her is from a club guy. He's a promoter. And basically, like, you know, when you go out, and you guys probably have done this, like, you know, you go out with a promoter, they want to bring you chicks, and they do that kind of thing just to, like, look good. So he was actually brought her by a club promoter, and then he ended up marrying her. That's how they got together. That's the story.
Got the
There's
toughest
a reason
cards.
why men
So
value
let's take
innocence
him
in
to the
women. I think
toughest
that
spots.
innocence
Face to
makes
face with the island's
it's very
guardian.
attractive to us instinctually. And I think
We're
there's
going
a bunch
up
of
now,
reasons for it, but
driver.
also one of the
You've
reasons
got
for
the
it is
toughest
because we
cards.
understand
So
that
let's take him to the
psychological
toughest
damage
spots.
affects everybody,
Face to
and
face
breakups
with
are
the island's
psychologically
guardian.
damaging. And as a
Once
man,
again,
you're supposed to
the
have
most
scars, and you're supposed to go through
especially
difficult
tuneful
things and have trials and
operating is
tribulations
waiting
and be a
for you.
damaged person
This
to be a
car
good
is
man.
your
The best men
chance
have had
to
hard
make it through
lives,
that
but I don't
David
think the best
versus
women have had
Goliath
hard
kind of
lives. I think a
trial.
woman who's been through a bunch of trauma usually ends up struggling to some degree, and she doesn't manage to dedicate herself fully to the next relationship. And I mean, I'm not here to wish any harm on anyone. Like I said,
Me either. I don't hope they get.
I'm in a very interesting situation, but
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
And I don't wish they divorced, and I don't wish all the bad things on them. I mean, like that doesn't bother me. I was just putting that out there. You know what I mean? I mean, I don't really give two shits about the kid's life. I hope he goes on and whatever, what it does, what he has to do. But you know, it's a fight. At the end of the day, we're promoting a fight. And,
yeah, when
you know,
the all gloves are basically off. I mean,
yeah.
that's how fights are promoted. Right?
Especially when it's two guys. I mean, one guy I never bought, the second guy I never won a fight. So what are we gonna talk about? Bars left and right hooks? Like, no one wants to hear about that shit.
When's the fight?
Would never been talked about. You know what I mean? So I had to make it interesting. So there's a reason that he picked me. I made trouble, I made drama, and I did it. I'm making him a shit ton of money. So
You did it. It can't be denied. You did it. And as for the future and what it holds for him, I guess it's his decision. I guess he feels like he knows her in a way that other people don't know her. But we can only talk from our personal experiences. And I think that men as a whole, all across the planet, all men value or all men respect women who are extremely exclusive or have extreme.
What is a lot of, sorry to interrupt, what is considered for a girl a lot of bodies or a lot of, what would you guys consider a lot of?
What would you say, Aiden, first?
I think it depends on the age. Is that a good?
Okay.
Okay, so like I would say my age,
Well,
under.
she's 31. She's 31, so you're going at her age. So if you were going to marry a 31.
Okay, so if I was 30 years old, nowadays in 20, if I'm 30 years old and I'm not specifically low, I'm not gonna, personally attack Logan or anything like that, or Nina.
Yeah, you don't have to.
I'm just saying, if I was 30 years old and I'm going for another 30-year-old, I mean, dude, Andrew, these girls lie all the time about their bodies. You never fucking know. You can't tell.
Yeah.
So,
Let's be honest. If you go to a club and you talk to a girl on the first night, you really think you're the special one that you exactly. So you know they're doing it all the time.
what's the average girl? Would you guys say?
Aiden, I'm going to disagree with you because I know what you're saying. They do lie. But I also think you can tell. I think that it's easy to get deluded, and it's easy to get led down the garden path, which is an English extension of the expression. It's easy to get led by a girl, and she can lie to you, and you can fall for the tricks. But I do think that part of you knows you're being lied to, and you just like to believe in the delusion. I think you can tell for some reason. I don't know why. I've always been able to tell. I can just tell. I have a spider senses. I'm just like,
Andrew, can you tell by the way she acts, how she treats herself, how the way her behavior is, or do you tell by if she, in the bedroom, if she knows what she's doing extra well? How do you really tell her? What's the way to tell her?
I can think it can be a combination of things, but you know what's actually what can be most scary? I think that's a trap a lot of men fall for. Is that sometimes the coolest chicks are the ones who have done so much shit that they almost seem like, oh, they're really cool and down to earth, and they're really funny, and nothing really bothers them, and they're relaxed. But I think that's almost like part of them has died. I'll be honest, if you meet a girl and you're her second or third man, she's going to be a bit crazy over you. She's going to be obsessive over you, and she's going to be if you get these girls who are just super cool, when I meet a girl and she's super down to earth, super cool, and she's like, yeah, whatever, yeah, no problem, they can be the funnest ones to hang around with, but secretly, nah, she's a little bit too cool.
So what's a lot of bodies for?
I've always been able to tell, and in my personal experience and the people I know around me, etc., I think there's definitely a link. You can probably pull up a study on this somewhere. I think that the less sexual partners a person's had, the more likely they are to stay loyal to their husband. I think that's pretty well studied.
Okay, fair enough. But what is a lot of bodies nowadays? I think when you're 30, bro.
Also too, if we're out in Miami, obviously, I don't know her off for you, but if I'm out and I'm in Miami and that girl approaches me, and I probably would do it that night. But we're talking about marriage, it's a totally different thing.
Fair enough, I agree. There's a difference between a hoe and a queen. I agree with you guys fully on that.
If I'm out at 11 at 12 o'clock and she comes around and
she knows what's up. She knows what she's doing. Yeah, of course.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm not going to
No, I know, yeah.
So, what you're saying is different.
Okay, so can you guys tell me what's the average body count? Not average, but what's the average body count for a girl that's 20 and 30?
What I can do is I can give you a personal experience. If I were all right, so here's how I approach life, or I think how a lot of men approach life. I can't talk about myself right now because I'm legal situation, but let's talk about how men approach life. I think there's a lot of men out there who understand there's a difference between fun girls and good girls.
Yes.
And I don't think that it's a problem if you don't get the two confused. I think if you get the two confused and you take a fun party girl and get convinced she's a good girl, I think you get wrecked.
That's your problem.
And I think also if you treat a good girl like a party girl, you can also get wrecked because you'll lose the good girl. So you have to be very perspicacious, understand what you're dealing with. If I was to marry a chick, I would never marry a woman who had been with more than 5 guys.
Andrew, can you convert?
Hang around with a chick, party with a chick, whatever.
Andrew,
I don't think I'd even.
Andrew, can you convert a party girl from degeneracy to a queen, or is that possible? Whether it's
question, I don't know.
Whether it's religion or can you convert a party girl to a queen?
Well, why would you? I think you could if you have a strong enough frame and you're a high value enough man. But why would you want to do that?
That's true because it's they already have the tendencies and shit, and it's
why would you want to?
Yeah, it's true.
The only other thing too is do you think this girl would marry Logan if he wasn't Logan Paul? They have all this money and all this stuff. Do you think that she would still be with him? You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, we're talking about that.
Think about that every single thing. You know what I mean? She probably wouldn't.
Yeah. Okay, but so
if you were some regular Joe Schmo and he still looked like Logan Paul, she wouldn't be married.
Okay, my generation, I just feel like it's cooked, bro. I don't know, Andrew.
The Western world's hard, G.
Yeah.
To find a wife in the West, hard.
Yeah, it's fucked. I think now, bro. Andrew, I'm gonna be honest. It's cool now for girls to listen to this. Yes, bitch. That type of music. Yeah, fuck them. My booty pink, my booty hole brown. It's cool to rap about fucking guys and playing them and fucking them and like stealing from them. I don't know. It's like a flex for girls to like, yeah, girl, be on your hot girl shit. Period, sis. Like it's cool to like fuck guys and then like play them and shit. It's like girls rap about it. They like want to be like them and shit. I don't know.
Yeah, and that's it. That's fun. So like, that's why you look at Miami, right? Some of the most beautiful women in the world are in Miami, and Miami's amazing to party. You can party in Miami and have a bunch of fun with girls, but you're not gonna find a wife in Miami.
It's impossible. It's not happening. But Andrew, you might be able to find a girl outside of Miami. Like that's not from Miami. Like in Florida specifically, like you could find someone outside the city.
So it depends what you're looking for. So me personally, and I talk from personal experience, if I marry a woman, I want to make sure that what we have is extremely exclusive. I want to make sure that I get to show her the world. I want to be her gateway to the world. I want to be the first person who puts her in a supercar, the first person who puts her on a nice jet, the first person who takes care of her. I want the first person to show her things. I want her to have done everything with some other dude first.
Right.
Why would I want that?
That's so hard to find out too. In Miami, every girl's on a yacht, every girl's on.
They're all getting fucked.
One girl, the next night they were with another guy.
Right, and they want to be Dylan. They want to be in the section. They want to drink that 42. They want to be next to the signs. They want to be, they just want to be in the limelight, bro. That's why, Andrew, we were talking earlier, it's not cool anymore to be involved in that shit, bro. It's like corny, cringe to me now. Like, it's just...
It's true. But wives do exist. They're hard to find, but we're not talking about, we're talking about Logan, but we're not talking about someone he's dating. We're talking about somebody he's dedicated his entire life and his fortune and his future to. And that's a big risk if they've had that much history. I mean, I don't know. I personally wouldn't do it. I have my wives very few.
Yeah. At 31 years old, she has over 100 bodies, and she dated every single celebrity. Like,
by the way, you guys think Miami's bad? LA is twice as worse, Andrew. Twice.
Oh yeah. LA, New York, Miami. They're all the same.
Dylan, I don't even know how you live in New York anymore, man. It's so bad out there. I was asking the NPCs around Central Park, or Washington Park, about genders and these things, and these people are fucking brainwashed. It's really bad. It's super fucked up, man. You gotta get out of there. I'm telling you, New York is horrible.
I mean, like, some men, like, the strands of whatever they do, if they're happy, then I'm happy they're happy. But, like, teaching kids and shit, I don't believe them.
Yeah, I don't agree with you.
Let's be honest. Let's cut the shit, right? We're living in a world now where me saying that female innocence is respected is enough for me to get demonized and then to put me in jail and attack me with the full fucking attack. They'll put me through lawfare. You're going through lawfare now, Dillian. They put me with lawfare criminal. We're saying that women's innocence is respected, but we know, all men intrinsically know that female innocence has always been respected. Promiscuous females have never been respected since the dawn of human time, in any culture, in any religion, in any country. Even the West, only 50 years ago, promiscuity was massively frowned upon. I think that every single holy text, it doesn't matter what religion you are, speaks the same thing about how important it is to avoid female promiscuity. And there's a special bond between a man and a woman when she hasn't been with a bunch of other men. There's a special bond and it's tangible and you can feel it and you can see it. And I know it's hard in the Western world today, but if I get married, I mean, the white dress is supposed to mean virgin, okay, virgin's a bit extreme perhaps, but a lot of women as well, I think a big problem that a lot of men make, they want to marry women or women want to get married and the man is confused because he thinks she likes him. But she doesn't want to be a wife. She wants to get married. She wants to Instagram. She wants to flex. She wants to
the lifestyle.
Ring.
The lifestyle.
She wants to dress.
Yep.
She wants the attention. She wants all of that. She doesn't want to dedicate herself to her man and be an actual wife. And in my experience, is another thing that I find quite interesting. Sometimes the girls who have done the most heinous things with the worst histories are the ones who are the most obsessed with marriage because they want to wipe the slate clean. And they want to pretend that there's something they're not, and they want it all to be forgotten. So they're the ones that pushed for the marriage the hardest. No, marry me, marry me, marry me, marry me. And they'll hold off on sex and pretend to be a good girl and all this garbage. I want the wedding because they're trying to prove something to themselves because they feel inside themselves they've done some bad shit they shouldn't have done.
But they can't change, Andrew. They are who they are. At the end of the day, they're just trying to hide it. But they're always, that's...
She's 31, so she's getting out of that prime of going out and doing all that shit, you know? Every guy's gonna find the newest 19, 20-year-old and bring them on their yachts, not the 31-year-old. There's a reason she's looking for marriage. But Candace Owens put it in a good way where she was saying how women think when they're younger it's cool to go party and do all this shit and take pictures of all the celebrities and fuck every athlete. But then when they realize that every guy basically is just gonna go for the younger girl if you're getting older and guys don't want to marry that, you know? So she put it like perfectly. And like she's a woman and she like, you know, she has great values and stuff like that and she explained it perfectly. But yeah, no, exactly.
Well, yeah, and Candace is an amazing woman. I know her very well. I know her husband very well as well. They're amazing people. But that's the reason society is so broken, because we're living through a history now. We're living through a version of reality. This is the first time in human history where women could be so openly promiscuous. None of us know how to handle it. Women don't know how to handle it.
Money from it, so they're like, okay, why not? Like, I'm 20 years old, I can put my OnlyFans and make $500K a year. But then when they get older, they're like, holy shit. Now I got to deal with all this repercussions of me putting all my body out there. But that's, I don't know, I'm not a woman, but...
Okay, right? Because men don't know how to handle it. We don't know how to find wives. And women don't know how to handle it. I don't think women can deal with the psychological trauma of being with a bunch of men and nearly as well as they pretend they do. They can pretend they don't mind. But I think when they're alone in bed in the deep dark night, they regret a lot of the things they've done. And it's the first time we're in history now where women are living out these lives and they're being encouraged by the Matrix. And nobody, either male or female, truly knows how to handle this unique scenario we're in. The happiest women I know have been with very few men, or one man or two men in their entire life. The happiest women I know. Happily married, happy. So, I don't know. I mean, perhaps I'm a terrible person. Perhaps I'm this big evil misogynist like they say I am. But I think that a woman is happier when she keeps herself.
You have the balls to say whatever a man wants to say, but doesn't want to say because they don't want girls to switch on them. Because like ever since I started coming out with this, every girl unfollows me. You know, it's like it's hard. I think you just say what men actually want to say, but don't want to say. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah, we respect innocence, because
exactly.
It's innocence that encourages us to protect and provide. We respect that innocence in a woman. I certainly do. And I've done podcasts before. They're like, oh yeah, I've done like Fresh and Fit, and blah blah blah, and the girls are like, oh yeah, but I'm great in bed. It's like, I don't want you to be good. I want you to be innocent and pure. I want you to have a pure heart. I don't give a shit about how much practice you've had on dick. I don't want to hear that. That's not interesting.
But like, yeah, it's a weird dynamic. But I mean, I guess fuck him, bro. It's a fight, and he shouldn't be doing all this suing shit with all this bullshit. It's just like, you know, we're just promoting. But I guess she can't handle it. She follows it.
Like I said, I've had my disagreements. with Logan. I've had whatever. He hated me, and he was fully Matrix when I got canceled, and blah blah. I don't know the dude, but yeah, I agree with you there. When it comes to fight promotion, all gloves are off. Like, I don't think there should be lawsuits involved. You should be able to say whatever it takes to get views, and I think you've done a fantastic job. And you're right, he owes you a favor to a degree, because you've certainly brought attention to the fight. That can't be denied. And
he's very egotistical from what I heard. I don't know him personally, but I heard that whoever's around him, that they don't agree with what he says. Like, he agrees on, he kicks them out of their group and makes them sign NDAs where they can't talk about things. And so he's just an egotistical like maniac. If he can't handle that, I'm making a narrative that he can't control. So he's trying to shut me up, you know? Kind of like what you're going through. But like, you know what I mean? It's fucked up.
yeah. I mean, the interesting thing isn't even the fight so much now. The interesting thing is across the next 5 to 10 years if they stay together or not, right? Because if they make it work, then nothing matters. But if they don't make it work,
yeah, exactly.
What a conversation.
That's what I was told too. I heard that too, Dylan. Someone had told me, they said like Dylan won the fight if Logan and his wife don't make it. Like, I mean, it's like I just, man, I look, Dylan, I'm gonna be honest though, bro. Like, I just want to see you two just get. Wait, when is it? October? What is it?
14, like 4 weeks, 4.5. Yeah, like less than, yeah, almost 4 weeks. Huh?
Like you made
It's an easy fight. It's an easy fight. We should be fighting MMA with all this talk.
If it was MMA, you would win 100%. I told you, for the box.
He guaranteed me a rematch in MMA, but we think he's not a man of his word, but fuck him.
I want to say something. I know America is the most failed nation in the world, but there are a lot of women in the world, especially in other, and especially in America as well. There's a lot of women who understand exactly what we're saying and understand that their purity is an asset and it should be protected at all costs. There are a lot of women who actually very much understand, for me to be respected, I need to make sure that I'm not promiscuous. And I think even women intrinsically understand this. If you see a woman insult another woman, what do they call them? They call them a slut. It's the first insult.
That's true.
I mean, the ones that get mad are the ones that are already done it, that are in New York City, that were 23, 24, and all the guys had cocaine at 6 in the morning, and they were doing it their whole life, and now they get older and they stop. And then all of a sudden they're like, okay, fuck, what do? I can't go against this because like everybody already knows I've done it. So then they're like, oh, fuck these guys, they're misogynists, this whole thing. And it's like, I'm not misogynist, I love girls, I love fuck, like I don't know, it's a weird dynamic how I got into this whole thing, because I'm not like the big misogynist guy, but
Well, misogyny is another weapon. Is another word they've weaponized, and they just throw it around. It's not misogynistic to have an opinion, and it's not misogynistic to have a standard. For me to wake up and say, I want a wife who's been exclusive or has been very hard to access, that doesn't make me a bad person. For the same reason a woman's allowed to say, I want a man who can buy me lunch. It's just a standard. We're allowed to have standard. They've attacked masculinity to such a point now where if you have any kind of standard as an individual, they're going to call you a misogynist. You're not allowed to hold women accountable for anything. Their own actions, what they've done, their past, their history, no. You're not allowed to have an opinion on it, or they're going to call you misogynistic, which is obviously insane, and that's what they're going to do. So that's the obvious weapon they're going to attack you with.
Logan was trying to attack me. He's like, you banged this many girls, this and that. And I'm like, I don't even know what to say to him. I'm like, are you really going down this route right now? Like, you're trying to say, I'm like, I don't know what you were trying to say. He was like, I'm a male slut, and like, how when a guy does it, it's so cool, but when a girl does it, it's not cool. And I was like, okay, I don't know what point you're trying to prove, but he's just like, I don't know, he's just like trying to put in his whole head, and he's trying to save himself, and he you know, he can't handle it. He can't handle it, man. He's not a fighter, and I didn't, you know, I realized that before. I thought he was an entertainer, and I thought that I could, you know, have a dance partner that's for selling a fight, and we both do have bad blood, but he's not a fighter. He can't handle like all this, like, you know. He just can't handle the fight game. He's not built for the fight game. He's built for the WWE. So that's why he's trying to look for a way out now, I think. He's not a good fighter. He's a singular shot fighter. He's going to gas out. He's on steroids. He's EPO. I don't know what he's on. He's on something. He's going to gas out, and I'm going to beat the shit out of him. So I'm going to beat the shit out of him, and then I'm going to beat the case. And then I'm going to get the best comeback ever. And then we rematch in MMA, and then I strangle him unconscious in 20 seconds. So, I mean, that's how this is all gonna go. You fight MMA, right, Adrian, or not?
Yeah, I've had 4 professional MMA fights. They're on YouTube somewhere. I'll retweet them. I fought MMA and I fought K1 primarily, so I'll put them up. But
you still train jiu-jitsu or not?
Nah, I was never much of a grappler, bro. I just tried to punch and kick people, and I could sprawl and, you know, like get up, and I could do the basics. I knew a few things, but I was never much of a grappler. But I'll retweet them actually now. You just remind me.
So when you fought, did you train MMA?
Is the stream good or bad? Why are y'all saying F? Hello?
So yeah, like I'm the height of my career.
Got me 6 in the chat to hear me.
So I was fighting maybe 10, 11 years ago, and even MMA wasn't what it is now 10 or 11 years ago, or 12, 13 years ago. It was different.
Where were you training?
I was a K1 fighter, and I trained in London in a gym called Storm, but I needed to pay the bills, bro, and fighting doesn't pay that much. If I got offered $10,000 MMA fight, bro, I took it. I just fall. Fighters fight.
And everything.
So it's funny you guys talk about I'm like a Jake Paul. I'm like a striker.
Aiden.
I don't get that. Well, yeah, Aiden, was that the first time you ever grappled someone?
With you, yeah.
That was the first time ever?
Yeah.
So what do you think? So like boxing and then grappling, what do you think is better?
MMA 100% is way better than boxing in my opinion.
Yeah, I'm talking about just in general. Just like, isn't it crazy you could control someone on the ground like that?
Yeah, MMA. I think the better sport to master is MMA 100%.
I'm not trying to go at you guys here. I know you're a kickboxer, so.
No, bro, it's.
But isn't
Isn't
kickboxing a form of MMA though?
It's a martial art. So MMA is everything.
MMA is everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, everything. Yeah, so like grappling would be like jiu-jitsu. So MMA is jiu-jitsu, kickboxing, Muay Thai, everything mixed into one. Any martial art.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I think it's actually this whole situation is very interesting because it's an interesting social commentary where you're being demonized for highlighting whatever, and obviously he has to defend his fiance.
And also, I'm promoting a fight. These girls
you're promoting a fight, and I think that a lot of men, whether they admit it or not, or whether they're too cowardly to admit it, I think if you were to ask the average man, do you want a woman who's been with a lot of guys? I think the average man would say absolutely not. I think it's very important for men to actually know that the woman they have has had a very exclusive sexual history, because it's very difficult to feel special otherwise. And they'll say that's down to insecurity. They'll attack our securities, but it's not about that. It's nothing to do with insecurity. I think it's just innate and it's evolutionary, and we've always been that way. And I think societies have always been built that way. And there's a lot of good girls out there that know that very well. Like, I certainly wouldn't. If I met a woman and she was perfect in every way, but she had a large sexual history, there's 0% chance I would marry her. I'll make that very clear.
So how would you say, like, okay, like me and Aiden, right? Like, okay, I know Aiden, you've been, like, you know, some porn stars and me, and I bang girls like that too. Now, who's in the wrong here? Like, it's like we like that stuff, but like we don't want to marry that. So it's like I don't know how to explain it. It's like you know what I'm talking about. Eden, like yeah, it's like who's in the wrong, you know?
No, men are absolutely and utterly hypocritical. There's no doubt about it. Like, we love the whole idea of that degeneracy when it suits us, but then when we get a woman we really care about, there's nothing we find more repulsive.
That's true.
It's very interesting. We're completely hypocritical as a species and as a sex. There's no doubt about that. And we love
going to the club and seeing a girl with her, you know, a big ass or something like that, and she's flirting with you. But then it's like, okay, like, obviously I'm not going to marry her, but yeah, I'll probably do it for the night. But, you know, it's hard for me to date. I only have one girlfriend because it's hard for me to commit to someone.
Why did you guys break up, if you don't mind me asking, you and your girlfriend?
It became like having a principle because we were long distance, and it felt like I was like checking in every day, and like she was calling out in training camp, like calling me 5 times a day, making sure I wasn't doing anything, and like, you know, it became like having an extra fucking, I don't know how to explain it. It was like having a principle. I hate being like monitored. I don't know. I just didn't like it. I hated it. And I found out at the end she was probably cheating on me too. So whatever.
I'm sorry, bro.
But then you know what? Like, maybe I'm lucky, right? But good women do exist, bro. Trust me. I don't want to. I know some very, very good women who are truly gorgeous, and they have extremely limited sexual history. Extreme.
Are they popular on social media, or they're just normal girls?
Probably normal.
Well, I think that everybody is
not normal. You know what I mean? You know,
yeah, of course.
You know what I mean?
No, you know, I know there's some that are, I guess, semi-popular, not crazy popular, but we're all a product of our environment, and the problem is with the Western world is that it's degenerate and it promotes degeneracy on purpose. Yeah. But there are many other places in the world or many other countries where it's not as degenerate and it's not promoted so heavily. I mean, I'll say here now, like, a lot of people have worked out by now. I have a bunch of children. I have a bunch of daughters, and I'm going to make it very clear to them when they're old enough that, you know, they have to be very exclusive and very careful with who they sleep with and who they end up with. I love the idea of my daughters being with their second or third guy they're ever with in their entire life and marrying that person and having a family. And I think that's the most beautiful thing a woman can do. And I think the psychological damage that comes with lots of relationships, because whether you want it to be damage or not, it's going to be damage. There's no light without dark. Every single breakup does a degree of damage. I think women just don't have the stamina to keep falling in love properly again and again and again. I think after a few times, it just kind of dies. And that's it.
Damn, that's actually true.
That's a hard one to do with kids, because I just had a son too, and it's like, when do you get them on social media? When do you get them on all this stuff? Because like nowadays, it's just so toxic, and I don't know. It's tough to be a parent too nowadays, to be honest.
There's one answer, my friend. Islam, God. God fixes all of this. When you have a religious family and a religious setup, and the whole family worships and pays attention to the teachings of a holy book, then a lot of problems are instantly solved. That's why we need God. It's amazing how easily things can be solved when you have a woman who fears God and a man who fears God, and they believe in the same religion and they're raising a religious family. You'd be amazed what can be fixed. The problem with the West is that there's no God anymore. Nothing matters in the West.
It's true.
Nothing matters, right? Oh, it's no big deal. It's no big deal. And people don't realize that it is actually a big deal, and it compounds over time, and it damages people's psyche. There's nothing more beautiful than a man and a woman falling in love. Once a woman's been damaged to the point where she can't love a man properly, that's actually a very terrible thing. And like I said, it's personal experience, but I don't think women who have had a bunch of experiences can truly pair bond. Not the same. And I'm going to get attacked for this endlessly, but that's just what I believe. It's my experience of life.
It's true. It's not even fuck being attacked. That's true.
What do you do now, Aiden? Are you looking for a girl? What do you do?
Staying to myself, bro. I have a lot of work on. I want to be the best version of myself before I go out there and find the one. I don't really think it's fucking hoes and shit, and you know what I'm saying? That shit's not worth it to me anymore. It's not fun. It's corny to me, because when
you're very lucky that you found that out at a young age. I mean, because you're younger than me, so I fell into that like party lifestyle, drinking and fucking bitches, and it's all a waste of time.
It gets old so quick, dude.
I should have been in the gym. I should have been sleeping early, but I did fall into that. Now it fucking gets you, because especially when you come from, like, Andrew understands as a kickboxer, like a jiu-jitsu guy, we make no money. We're not, we don't get that much girls and this and that. And then all of a sudden, when you get a little popularity and you go out, everything's free, and there's a bunch of girls, you fall into that lifestyle and stuff. And then you realize, like, now that I'm older, I realize, like, what the fuck was I doing? I should have been fucking, sleeping early, waking up, going back to the gym. But I did fall into that lifestyle for a little bit. But you're young, and I'm happy that you figured that out, that all this shit doesn't mean nothing.
Thank you, bro.
You should be working on your career.
I think going to a club drinking, fucking soulless whores. It's just like, what's the point? What's the point of doing that? I'm not gonna find love at a club. Come on, bro. You know what I mean? We all know why girls are in the club. We all know why guys are in the club, right? They're there to drink, get fucked up, and fuck. So I don't really want to do that anymore. I'd rather stream. I'd rather do something that actually brings me something out of it. You know, it's super easy, bro, to go do that. It's just super easy to fall down that degenerate path, and I'd really prefer to stay
I know
out.
it is.
Yeah, so
And that's what I told you when we were grappling. I said, no more lean. You can't be doing that shit, bro. It's not good for you.
I agree, bro. I haven't done it in a while, so yeah.
Not good for you. That's good.
Thank you. I haven't drank in a while either. I really want to stop. The last time I drank was on my stream. I don't even want to drink, bro. I don't even want to put anything into my body.
7 months sober now, too. I went through a tough time drinking. I'm 7 months sober now. My dad was alcoholic and everything, so it was just going down bad fast, so I cut it up.
It's good at detox, bro. Just have your body only have good things in it. Our bodies are temple, you know? So I'm learning, bro.
You know how it is. We have a couple of drinks, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh, okay, where are we going tonight? You know, and then all of a sudden it just turns into, you know, a fucking spiraling, you know, shit. And then the next day you feel like shit. Then you train like shit. So,
and what does that do? It makes your mind shitty. It makes your motivation. You lose discipline. You lose track on things. You start to treat people like shit because it kind of brings out the worst in you. So
that's what I heard you talk.
What'd you say?
It's like, cause Andrew, this is the best I ever heard you talk.
When I hear Andrew speak some real shit, it brings out the best in me.
Bro. No, it's awesome. I like that.
They try to.
You have so many kids that look up to you, bro. You got, you know, that's good message that you're
they try to cancel Andrew by deleting. They deleted one of my most viral TikToks. I mean, Andrew, his face is banned on TikTok. We always see TikTok. We all see Andrew on our TikTok feeds. We don't see him anymore. So when I hear Andrew speak,
I'll be honest. In the beginning, when I saw Andrew stuff, because it would come up on my TikTok, I would see some of the other stuff, and like, I was like, oh, I don't know, this guy. I think I might have called him out to MMA or something. But then I actually started to listen to him talk and like watching his full-length videos, and I actually respect him a lot and what he says and his message and stuff. I can admit to, you know, maybe jumping the gun on you a little bit early, Andrew.
That's life, friend. It happens. That's life. It happens. But yeah, and
I think a lot of people are with you are like that too. Like they see some clips or something, they're like, "Oh, who's this guy?" And then, but if you actually study and look at the stuff or the message that you're putting across to young men, I think it's actually great. You know, be in the gym, don't be in the club, fucking be training, doing this, and you know, make something for yourself. I think it's actually great.
Good chat. Why is it effing? Hello.
Stuff that he says is what I want to teach myself.
yeah, personal excellence is the only answer. And the personal excellence is the answer also to even the thing we were just discussing. If you become an excellent man, because I do think in a healthy relationship, I think that to a degree, the woman mirrors her man. And if you're a good moral man of good moral standing and you have a good frame and she respects you, then she's going to usually bend to your values. And that's not forced. That's just she has respect for you as a man and you act a certain way and she acts a certain way and it fixes a lot of the problems. There's always different pressure sources, right? If you're not a particularly moral man or you're not a particularly brilliant man and she doesn't look up to you and respect you and her friends are trying to convince her to do bad things, she's going to go and do bad things. But if she looks at you and goes, no, I trust this man with my life, I trust this man to guide me and teach me, then I'm going to, he doesn't act that way, I'm not going to act that way. And in my experience, I've been fine. Like I've been very fortunate in relationships. I have fantastic relationships now. I've always had good relationships and good women do exist. But when you get them, you just have to identify the good ones and treat them like good ones and make it, you know, worth their while also. And
Let's do something every PS5 user needs to do right now. So the PS Plus collection, where you get 20 free games, is being removed in May, but when you claim the games now, like I do, you will keep them forever. So yeah, don't miss out. Let's do something every PS5 user needs to do right
What's up, guys? It's Super.
You did it! You delivered our 3 cars and proved EVs can more than hold their own against the greatest gas guzzlers. Danny's ecstatic. Thanks for making this happen. Don't you think it's too early to call it a day? Yep, we actually have another surprise for you two. I'm not messing with you. One extra spectacular race. 3 cars, hand-picked opponents, and multiple terrains. This show is far from over. No more details. I don't want to spoil the whole surprise. Trust me when I say that there's still plenty of room for amazement when it comes to the EV Odyssey.
Bye.